From the Opupco Studios in Oklahoma City, this is an OSU update. I'm Jenni Carlson. John Helsley joins us on the phone to talk about the Cowboys. John, Louisiana-Lafayette comes to town this Saturday, and honestly, I'm not sure a lot of people thought this game would be as significant as it is because of the way the Arizona game went. So let's talk about three things to be on the lookout for. What, in your mind, is the top thing and three things to look for in this game?
Well, number one, Jenny, I think has to be to clean up the mess from last week. The penalties, the turnovers, the drop passes, all of those things that really were at the root of that bad performance out in Arizona.
Yeah, and it was a mess out there for sure. If they clean that up, John, there are a couple other things that you feel like are going to be important in this game against Louisiana-Lafayette?
Well, yeah, I mean, one of the big topics coming out of that game was the defense. You know, we'd heard all off season on how this defense was going to be much improved and be a strength of the team, and it didn't really materialize out there. They couldn't get off the field a number of times, so I think you want to see how they cover. Can they adjust? This team's not as talented offensively as Arizona, but they run a similar scheme, and they're not a bad team. So I think the Cowboys will be tested. How do they respond?
Okay, lastly, an issue that was brought up in the newspaper and on News OK earlier this week was the question of depth. The Cowboys talked a lot about this, John, but in the game at Arizona, we didn't see it play out. What's the situation with depth, and how could that be something to watch on Saturday?
Yeah, I found that very interesting in that they really tightened up kind of their circle of faith out there. You know, they've got a lot of young guys that they've talked about that they think are going to be really good players in the program, and yet they really didn't use those guys a week ago. Might have hurt them conditioning-wise. Some of those guys played over 90 snaps. You know, maybe if they'd have gotten some of those players a blow, you know, they might have been more fresh in the fourth quarter. So I'd like to see who plays this week among the wide receivers: Austin Hayes, Blake Webb, C.J. Curry, some of those guys. Are they going to get some more reps? Charlie Moore didn't play a whole lot last week after his great spring. You know, on defense, you've got a linebacker like Ryan Simmons. You know, up front, Christian Littlehead, Anthony Rogers, David L. Collins, all these guys that we really thought were going to be, you know, kind of major players as far as depth is concerned, didn't get a lot of play last week. Let's see what they do this week.
All right, three things to watch, John. We know we'll be watching them. Be sure to stay with the best coverage team anywhere at newsok.com and every day in the Oklahoman.